Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the science and psychology behind success. Today, we're tackling a powerful truth: sacrifice equals success. The world's most successful people, whether in business, sports, or personal growth, all have one thing in common: they gave up something to gain something greater. Most people aren't willing to sacrifice their comfort, distractions, or bad habits. And that's why most people never reach the level they dream of. But here's the good news: success isn't about luck, it's about patterns. And today I'm going to show you how the greatest achievers have used sacrifice as their most powerful tool, and how you can apply it to your own life. But before we begin, take a second and think: what's the biggest goal you have right now? What do you want to achieve more than anything? Write it down. This will be your reference point throughout this entire session. So, to understand how sacrifice leads to success, we first need to define what these two words really mean. Most people think sacrifice means suffering and success means money. That's wrong. Let me break them down. What is sacrifice? Sacrifice means giving up something now for something greater later. It's not punishment, it's a trade off. The best sacrifices aren't random, they're strategic. What is success? Success isn't about money or fame, it's about achieving what matters to you. Whether it's building a business, becoming a great athlete, or mastering a skill, success is the result of discipline and persistence over time. Look at Emma Grady. She went from a teenage dropout to a business mogul. Emma was the co-founder of Skims and Good American. She left school at 16 with no clear path forward. Instead of settling, she sacrificed comfort to learn business hands-on. She started working, networking, and taking risks. Today, she runs billion-dollar brands, proving that strategic sacrifice leads to massive success. Write down your personal definition of success, not what society says, not what your family expects or your friends think it is. What does success mean to you? Now that we have defined sacrifice and success, let's look at the science behind why sacrifice is so powerful. Sacrifice isn't just an idea, it's a proven psychological and neurological principle. Studies show that the more you invest in something, the more committed you become. It's called the sunk cost effect. Your brain doesn't want to waste what you've already given up. A study in Psychology Today found that people who reminded themselves of their past sacrifices were twice as likely to follow through on their goals. The Stanford Marshmallow Experiment proved that kids who could resist short-term temptation for long-term rewards were more successful in life. Delayed gratification is a success superpower. Let's look at Amber Glenn, an American figure skater. Started competing at 8 years old. Her parents sacrificed vacations, new clothes, and free time to support her training. 14 years later, she became the first U.S. woman to win the Grand Prix final in over a decade. Success is built on sacrifice. So think about a goal you're working on. What have you sacrificed for it? What more could you give up to accelerate your progress? Write it down. Now that we've covered the science, how does this play out in real life? Let's look at 3 stories of people who sacrificed everything to win. Hamdi Ulukaya, born into a dairy farming family in Turkey, moved to the U.S. with almost nothing. He sacrificed financial security to buy an old yogurt factory and worked tirelessly to rebuild it. Today, his brand, Chobani, is worth over $2 billion. Damon John worked full-time at Red Lobster while building Fubu, his clothing brand. He and his mother mortgaged their home to fund production. Years later, Fubu became a global success. Brian Scudamore started 1-800-GOT-JUNK with a single truck. He sacrificed stability, fired his entire staff, and rebuilt from scratch to create one of the largest franchise companies in North America. So look at your goal. What's one meaningful sacrifice you need to make to speed up your progress? Write it down and commit to it, because that's what it's about. Commitment. But not all sacrifices are good ones. Let's talk about how to sacrifice wisely. You can't have everything if you want to win. You have to choose what you're willing to give up. Not all sacrifices are productive. The key is knowing what's worth giving up. Motivation fades. Discipline is built through sacrifice. So choose one sacrifice to start today. Write down one distraction, one habit, or one comfort you will sacrifice today. Now that we've been through what sacrifice and success is, it's time for the final challenge. Success isn't given, it's earned through sacrifice. The only question is, are you willing to pay the price? Comment below with one sacrifice you're committing to this week. Let's make it real. If this hits you hard, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message. Stop waiting. Go build your future.